Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking this class with Delivering Cheer this month. I'm going to do a quick tutorial for you on each of the cards to kind of give you the fine-tuned little secrets to doing the cards, putting them together, and giving you an idea of how I did my blends on them. Now for the first card, this one has the little girl in the raincoat here with the yellow little rain boots. Love those. In your kit, you should have your white card base, a piece of real red. It's going to layer on top of that. Piece of the Misty Moonlight stripe. Now this one's from that penguin paper that was from Celebration, but I love the opposite sides to use on just regular occasion cards, so that's that one. Then you'll have another piece of real red that's going to be the matte for our focal image over here on the right hand side, with the piece we're going to stamp our girl on here in basic white. Now the pieces for our little banner and the boots and the sentiment are the last three little pieces you have here. So if you notice the two basic white pieces, you have one that's just a regular rectangle. That's going to be the one for the sentiment. And then I'm trying to do something new when I have a piece that you're going to be stamping on, but just taking a little notch out of the corner so you know that that's not one that you're going to do, say, a sentiment or something else on. So this is going to be our little scrap to do the rain boots, and then we'll fussy cut those out. Then we have your rhinestones. These are from the Holiday Rhinestone collection, which I love, with the blue in this particular design. So it goes great. So when you're using the Delivering Cheer set, these are kind of mix and match. You can mix and match your the bottoms with the skirt and the shoes and things with the different options for the top. So I'm going to use some Memento Tuxedo Black ink because we are going to be using our blends on them. So I first stamped the bottom section, so the section with the skirt and the boots, and I am stamping with the boots in black. Okay, so we're going to use Stampin' Pierce Matte because we are using photopolymer stamps on these, so I'm going to get a nice crisp image. So I'm just going to stamp this, and I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch from the bottom and just stamp that right there in the center, like so. Okie doke. And then I'm going to take the one that has the sort of those flowers and just greenery here wrapped in paper. I'm going to take that one, and this one's going to be stamped right above. Okay, and these are designed to fit right down in that section. So hopefully I don't get my head in here for you. I'm going to bring that down and just stamp right there at the top. Okie doke. And you can see it has the little sections there. It doesn't matter if these overlap here. It's not going to be anything to worry about, okay? So for this one, I then cleaned off my rain boots here. Let me grab my little piece here, clean off my little rain boots, and I'm going to take that scrap with the notch cut out of it, and we're going to use some Daffodil Delight. Now you could use, actually, I'm going to use some crushed curry, I think, on this one. You can use this Daffodil Delight, whichever one you'd like. I'm just going to ink up those boots. Don't have to do the whole image. You'll see right there how they stamp. Maybe we'll switch to Daffodil. It's a little dark. Let's see. I did this several different ways when I was designing anyway, so let's do this in Daffodil. So just kind of get that off of there. We'll stamp those in Daffodil. Yeah, so I'm going to take those boots, just stamp them on my little scrap right here. Now you have a choice. You can go in and outline them if you would like with a black pen, if you would like a more defined outline on them. Totally up to you. I didn't on the card here, but I will do this one and show you how you have that option to go in there and do that. So I'm going to take just a really kind of a fine black marker, and I'm just going to go around the edges like so, and bring it down so you have a little definition like that. Okay, nothing really technical there. And I'm going to do a little line for the toe of the boot right there. Okay, now once you have that done, we're just going to fussy cut this out, and this will get layered over top of our boots. So the colors for the raincoat, and these are all listed on the supply list. The color for the raincoat itself is going to be some Misty Moonlight, and then you're just going to blend. You can blend the darks and the lights together, or you can just do one solid color if you're really not into doing any blending with them. Some people will prefer not to do the shadows. It's a little more intimidating for them to color that way, but you can do it either way. It's just fun to kind of go in and give it your own little personality. So there are our little rain boots. So let's see, let's just glue that on right here. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to put like a little bit of a rain petal down here. So I brought in a little bit of light balmy blue, and I'm just going to go in and give this a little color down here for her little rain petal. And then I will put a little glue over top of these boots because we're going to cover those with our yellow ones. Something fun about yellow rain boots, I think. All right, so there we go. So we'll just place those right there over top, like so. Oops. Like that, okay? Now, for the skin tone, you can use whatever color skin tone you're comfortable with. This one is light petal pink. I'll show you the kind of the differences. Some light petal pink. And then we have the dark petal pink. You can see that's a little bit more prominent in there. You can also go in with a bronze if you'd like to have a darker color, a skin tone on there. That bronze needs to be replaced for sure. Or you can go in, oops, that's not my ivory. Where's my ivory? Here we go. Or you can go in with some ivory. So all sorts of skin tone options. Okay. So I'm going to go in this time with some light petal pink and just color in her legs like so. And this, I think on this one, yep, this is the only skin tone you'll need for this one. Like that. And you can go in and layer and make it darker if you'd like. Okay, so for the coat, I'm going to go in with some dark Misty Moonlight. Excuse me. And I'm just going to take the dark Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to kind of give it an outline under where the shadows would be. Kind of around the edge like that. And then I'm just going to go in and outline these sections where they already have those black lines for you. And this is just kind of a quick way to add that shadow look when you go back in with your lighter shade of the color. There we go, like that. All right, and then go back in with our light, just blend it in there, like so. I just love these color combinations together. There's something really striking about the blues and the reds together. go. And again, with this, you can always go back in with the dark and add some more dimension in there by going back in and reinforcing those dark, or the outline in there. Totally up to you. But honestly, the coloring does not have to be very technical. It just has to kind of blend in. All right. Okay, then I'm going to bring in some of my Real Red. Now, this one is the light Real Red, which I started with to see how how dark it would be on next to that Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to do the cuffs of her coat, do her mittens like that, and I'm going to do her scarf. Now, if you look here below her arms, there's this little white section down here at the bottom. That's actually part of that wrapping around her flowers. So I'm going to go in with some crumb cake. Now I have let's see, I have some light crumb cake. I picked up the wrong, this guy was gray granite. I picked up the dark crumb cake. So we're going to take the dark crumb cake. We're going to do the same thing we did with the coat. We're going to go in and just give it a little outline, put in those shadows like that. And this will give you a way to blend out that little shadow around. You just want to get in there in those little pieces that fall beneath her mittens there, like so. Okay, and then we will go in with our light. You know, there's one thing that I've done that I really enjoy as one of my regular coloring techniques, and that's using our color lifter, which is the one that will pull the color, actually it pushes the color on through the cardstock. So, but it's, you know, when you make a little oops and you need to go back in there. I like taking my color lifter and going in and just pushing a little bit of color through to give those kind of those, I call them hot spots, but ways to go in and, you know, give a little more highlight in there. All right, so this is my light Just Jade. I'm going to take this and go down just the little stems of these. Now this is definitely kind of a rough color. It does not have to be specific. You're not trying to get in and do all the little details, just kind of little bit of scribbling actually on those little leaves like that. Okay, and then put those in there like that. And you can, this is one of those, it's almost like a watercolor project, because you can go in and just kind of add colors over colors, which is what we're going to do. So there's our greenery. And then for the florals that are going to go on here, I brought back in some red. This time I brought in a little bit of dark Real Red, and I just went in over those little sections and added a little bit of color. And you can pick and choose which sections you'd like to highlight in there, which I love. Love, love, love. All right, let's see. Let's use some pumpkin pie. Let's see. Let's go in here and add some pumpkin pie. Maybe a little over here. Some blooms. There we go. And then I will bring in some of my daffodil, and this is my dark daffodil. I'm just going to bring a little bit of daffodil in here, give a little hint of that through those branches. There we go. So that is all of the coloring for this one. All right, so once you're done, you can assemble your card. As I said, you will just mat these two together like so. You will take your piece for your banner. You're going to cut a V here at the bottom. This will get adhered flat with your 3 rhinestones over here, and you can tell I used 2 small with 1 large in the middle. That's flat. The little girl here, she's popped up. The red is popped up, and then the sentiment is popped up also over here. It's flat against the focal image, and then there's dimensionals over here on the left hand side. Now, another thing that you could do, you can go back in and add a little bit of Wink of Stella, little sparkle down here on the rain petal, which will give it a little bit of dimension also. I know I use that term a lot. But there you go. Those are all your parts and pieces for card number 1. Hey Friend on here is one that's actually not in our Delivering Cheer set, but I wanted something with that font, and I chose it from the In Symmetry stamp set, which I love. These are just gorgeous. So I used Hey Friend from In Symmetry, but you could definitely use any of the other ones you would like. All right, that's card 1. Let's move on to card number 2.